sun is shining and makes me high. I live past in shadows all my life. I imagine simple life. Could life with the one I even die. At the end of something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Somehow feeling cold love is great. Even somehow the night is wide. Something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Sun is on my side, but love is great. Night was white, but it made me cry. Yeah, it's been a long time ago. A long time. Love is blind and nature is so wild. I imagine island lights. There are waterfalls, jungle rides. With the sand burns my soul, but I still admit that I'm blind. Something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Somehow feeling cold love is great. Even somehow the night is wide. Something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Sun is on my side, but love is great. Night was white, but it made me cry. I always try not to cry all over. All the sleepless nights protect me from the times where the loneliness made me cry. Something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Sun is on my side, but love is great. Something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Somehow feeling cold love is great. Even somehow the night is wide. Something made me cry today. Someone made me cry tonight. Sun is on my side, but love is great. Night was white, but it made me cry.
We are back with you. It's in the Village with Anselm on the South Orange Maple Online Radio Experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. You could reach us here at 973-327-3626. That's 973-327-3626. As you know, every Friday, we tend to want to lighten the mood a little bit in the Village with Anselm on the South Orange Maple Online Radio Experience. Give you a little bit of music, splicing a little bit of news in between. But just on Fridays, we want to go a little light and just lighten the tone, getting you ready for the weekend. Yeah, we must get you ready for the weekend. And every Friday, we also give you, West Wing Week. West Wing Week is a summary of all the things that happened at the White House for the past week. So let's listen to West Wing Week for the past week.
On your mark. I gotta say, this thing always looks like mud spray. On your mark. Get set.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President nominated Sylvia Burwell as Secretary of Health and Human Services, hosted an Easter prayer breakfast and a Passover Seder, discussed immigration reform with faith leaders, welcomed the Wounded Warrior Soldier Ride, announced a major milestone in the continued implementation of the Affordable Care Act, and hit the road to New York City and Oakdale, Pennsylvania. That's April 11th to April 17th, or pull together, fight back, and win.
America's got a choice to make. We can do nothing, which is the strategy that some folks in Washington seem to have, or we can do what we've always done best. We pull together, we fight back, and we win.
Spring was in full bloom on Friday as the President and Vice President stepped out to the Rose Garden to announce the nomination of Sylvia Burwell to succeed Kathleen Sebelius as the next Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Here, as my budget director at the White House, she's already delivered results. After all, in the years since she arrived, the deficit has plunged by more than $400 billion. I'm just saying.
Later that day, the President traveled to New York City and gave the keynote address at the 16th Annual National Action Network Convention.
Thank you. God bless you.
On Monday, the President hosted an Easter prayer breakfast where he took a moment to reflect on the tragic shootings in Overland Park, Kansas.
As Americans, we not only need to open our hearts to the families of the victims, we've got to stand united against this kind of terrible violence which has no place in our society. And we have to keep coming together across faiths to combat the ignorance and intolerance, including anti-Semitism, that can lead to hatred and to violence.
Later, he welcomed recipients of the Presidential Early Career Award for scientists and engineers.
I always love having a chance to say hello to all these outstanding young innovators and engineers and people who are going to help drive our economy for many years to come. I'm especially thrilled that this is such a diverse group. I like all these women. Way to go. I mean, guys, you're fine too.
He then took a moment to congratulate each of the 102 recipients. Meanwhile, in Bethesda, the First Lady visited the Fisher House, located at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. She participated in an early Easter celebration with military families and children.
Okay, you guys got this. You got it. I would imagine that you would not. Memory card change?
On Tuesday, the President welcomed faith leaders to the Oval Office to discuss the importance of taking action to pass common-sense immigration reform, before being joined by senior White House staff in holding a moment of silence to mark the one-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombing. That evening, the President hosted a Passover Seder in the Old Family Dining Room of the White House. On Wednesday, the President engaged in a triannual tradition, the group photo with the current class of White House interns. After the photo, he took questions and even shared a bit of advice that had been passed to him along the way.
If you are going to run for something, make sure that you are running to do something as opposed to be something. The people I know who are successful and happy and fulfilled are folks who there's something they want to do as opposed to there's something they want to be.
Later, the President traveled to Oakdale, Pennsylvania, where he was joined by the Vice President at the Community College of Allegheny County West Hills Center. After checking out the machines and motors in the college's mechatronics program, the President spoke on the importance of expanding jobs-driven skills training in the 21st century.
We saw firsthand everything that you are doing to train more workers for new jobs and better jobs. Jobs companies need to keep growing. And what we want to do is we want to replicate your model across the country. You're doing something right that is making a difference in people's lives, and we want to spread the word.
On Thursday morning, the President and the Vice President welcomed the Wounded Warrior Soldier Ride back to the White House. Later that afternoon, the President took to the briefing room for an important announcement.
The bottom line is, under the Affordable Care Act, the number of Americans who've signed up for private insurance in the marketplaces has grown to 8 million people. 35% of people who enrolled through the federal marketplace are under the age of 35. This thing is working.
Meanwhile, across town, the First Lady was at Howard University for a tour and roundtable discussion with students highlighting the President's North Star goal, that by 2020, America will once again have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world.
So now it's up to you all to take that baton and do the very best you can with it. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be here with all of you, because this transition for some of you may be a little scary, all right?
As always, stay engaged online, and remember, you can find out more information about any of these topics or see complete videos of these events at whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
I always thought that sort of the whole engineering cool thing, I kind of like the glasses and the pocket technology. You guys all look too well.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. West Wing Week, a special that we have here in the Village with Anselm on the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. Now, if you had listened to the NPR audio, and there are two reports, and these two reports are on somore.org. One report is a status quo of segregation, racial and economic imbalance in New Jersey schools, 1989 to 2010. And then there is another report that says New Jersey's apartheid and intensely segregated urban schools, powerful evidence of an inefficient and unconstitutional state education system. Now, the reason why these reports came up is due to the article that was written in today's NewsJersey.com, 6 decades after Brown versus Board of Education, New Jersey schools are still segregated. And this was an opinion written by our own from Maplewood, Walter Fields. You know, now, it is amazing that many people refuse to address the issue that's affecting us here in South Orange and Maplewood, and sort of wants to shoot the messenger. You know, we always tend to want to shoot the messenger rather than try to get the message and see what it is we can do to make things better in our community of South Orange and Maplewood. Now, I had a big debate today regarding this same subject with a friend of mine. It was a very good debate. You know, and I am saying that in South Orange and Maplewood, in the South Orange Maplewood School District, we have to be proactive. You know, in South Orange and Maplewood, we call ourselves the front runners. We take action regarding certain things, events that are happening before many other communities take any actions regarding those events. And I always mention the Community Coalition on Race. They started to take certain actions here in South Orange and Maplewood before any other communities in almost anywhere in New Jersey started to take any type of action, and with significant results. But I think the Community Coalition has to go even further. And I know and I understand very well that South Orange trustees, South Orange Township, and the Maplewood Township funds the Community Coalition on Race. I understand that. And I think sometimes they may be somewhat apprehensive in order to address certain issues. And one of those issues, I believe, is the education system or the education disparity in South Orange and Maplewood. Because listen, we got to be honest, it's a hot button issue. It is a hot button issue. But do we want to sweep what's going on in South Orange and Maplewood under the cover so then we can have an article like this one talking about our issues here in South Orange and Maplewood, when we could easily address it and take care of it? Look, if the lower levels are predominantly kids of color, let's find a solution to see how we could change that. If we got to get the parents involved, if the schools have to get involved and find ways and means to change